Hello, everyone, and welcome to our general energy forecast for the month of June. And with our general energy forecast, I've already pulled the cards from the Oracle of the Angels as well as Sonia Choquette's Ask Your Guides. And that's going to be the meat, if you will, of our energy forecast, because it's going to be looking at our dreams, our desires, our challenges, what we can do to move forward, so forth and so on. Then I've also already pulled a card from Kyle Gray's The Keepers of the Light deck to kind of give us our Ascended Master for the month. And before we get into either of those, I want to talk about our spirit animal for the month. And our spirit animal for the month is the pelican. And the pelican is here because the pelican gives us this beautiful message of it is now time to come inward, to seek harmony. And not only that, the pelican also tells us to be as present in the moment as we can, because being present is the only way that we're really going to find that state of grace or that state of inner peace, is just by remaining as present as possible. And the third message of the pelican is telling us to really just take it easy on ourselves, because let's be honest, we have all been through these wonderful opportunities that Spirit has given us for healing. It's brought up, old judgments. It's brought up old ideas. It's brought up old behaviors and patterns and thoughts that we've been carrying around, and Spirit is giving us these opportunities, these triggers, and saying, hey, you've been carrying this around for a while. Are you ready to let it go? Like, are you ready to acknowledge that you've been carrying around, realize that it no longer serves you, and release it wholly and completely onto me so that I can take it from you and heal it for you? Are you ready to choose a new behavioral pattern? And again, with that said, and the pelican, it's saying, even if you do go back into that pattern, don't beat yourself up. Don't be mean to yourself. Acknowledge, okay, I am shifting my mind from one point of view or one behavioral pattern that I've had for however many years, and now I'm shifting over to this one. So it's a new experience. And with that new experience, it's going to take that devotion to say, this is where I'm going now. This is the direction I want to go. And it's just going to take that a little bit of time. But again, the time that it takes is the time that you give yourself. And what I mean by that is there's a beautiful line in the Course in Miracles that says, how long is an instant? Like, how long is an instant? Is that an instant? Were we just in an instant? And it says you get to decide on how long you're going to take on this. And Spirit doesn't judge you for however long you wish to take. It just says, acknowledge that it can be done in an instant. The moment you let go of valuing that old way of being, that old way of seeing, that old way of perceiving, and set your sights solely on this new way, it can happen just like that. You can plug into that pattern, but just as easily as you can plug into that new pattern, you can also plug into that old pattern. And we just have to acknowledge that and accept where we are. And again, come to that state of grace, come into that present moment and just be like, okay, come inward and acknowledge this is where I am. I am still on this journey and it is okay. And so that's going to lead us into our first card. And this is just our general Ascended Master we're going to be working with. And so we have Krishna. And when it comes to Krishna, this is the devotion card. And he says, trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized. You are loved unconditionally. And again, I love the card because in here, in the extended message, it's telling us that we have been through what may seem like a mental or emotional battlefield, because we have been confronting our old thoughts, beliefs, and ideas that no longer serve us. And So it's kind of felt like, this battlefield. And this is actually like a message of hope, if you will, where spirit is saying, like, I see that you are choosing love. I see that you are on your way to healing. And I acknowledge you for this. And spirit is only asking us to continue to focus on that love, to make our goal peace, to focus on the truth of who we are, to continue that devotion, to trust in our guidance that we are receiving from our spirit. And so now we're going to go over to the meat of our conversation. And our first card is our dreams and desires. And our dreams and desires comes from the Oracle of the Angels. It is card number 5, releasing. And again, I understand that it feels like we are constantly in this state of releasing, but we are, because in every moment, we have this wonderful opportunity to choose again, to choose a new way of being, to choose a new way of thinking. And so we are constantly in this process of letting go, releasing. And so the affirmation for this card is, I release all grudges, all judgments, all blame from the past. I express my feelings openly and honestly so that I can be free and regain my lightness of being. Because again, that is what we are. We are beings of light. We are not meant to be burdened down with these judgments, these regrets, and all of that. That's to regain our lightness of being. We must release those. We must let those go. And then we come to our next card, which comes from Sonia Choquette's Ask Your Guides. And this is the challenge. This is the resistance that's going to be holding us back. And we actually have our joy guides and with restriction. And all our joy guides are saying, get out of your head. Get out of your head. Stop thinking about it and start allowing yourself out of that prison of your own mind. And the way that we can do that, do something creative, think about something joyful. And again, allow your joy guides to come help you. Just even if you can, go watch a funny video. Do something that gets you out of here and gets you more out of analysis paralysis, yes, and into that feeling of freedom, into that just joyful laughter. And you can also go watch, and something that I've done before is going on YouTube and looking up laughing yoga, because it's a wonderful practice. And it's really just that practice of allowing yourself to laugh. And so our next card is the strength, the values that are going to be moving us forward. And the value that's going to be moving us forward is awareness, wanting to be aware, wanting to be more aware. And and again, awareness doesn't mean that we become like hawks in our own mind and we're like constantly searching for, the unloving thought. It just means we're aware of it. It's like, oh, okay, I see that right now. Maybe I'm not thinking very lovingly. Okay, I'm not going to judge myself. I'm seeing that that's a story in my mind. I'm willing to release it. I'm willing to go back to that devotion and devote myself to love, because I always have an opportunity to choose again. And so our card number 15 is, I am conscious of each thought and feeling that I manifest. I am mindful of what I create in the universe. I am an expression of divine light. So then our next one, our inspiration. Our inspiration is going to be our inner calling. And again, this inner calling is asking us to come inward and to acknowledge where our spirit wants us to go, where our spirit wants us to go. So let's read our affirmation for that one. I choose to see, now this is challenges, as ideal opportunities to work on my inner self. And the one thing I want to say with that, you're not working on your inner self. All you are doing is acknowledging thoughts, beliefs, and ideas that you are holding that no longer resonate with the truth of who you are, because you have come into an awareness of who you truly are, and you can be aware of what thoughts are no longer in alignment with that. As you come to that acknowledgement, you get out of your head, you release them, and again, you come back to your devotion to love, your devotion to be as loving as you can be. I look for the blessing in all situations, past and present. I am connected to the positive aspect of my experience. And so that also goes with the Krishna card, because in Doreen Virtue's Ascended Masters deck, Krishna is in there, and it says, find the blessing, or find the silver lining in, or find the hidden blessing in your situation. And again, it's just that invitation again to follow what feels good to your spirit. Follow what feels good to your spirit. Now, another thing that's going to kind of be our inspiration is our partnerships and love. This is the nature spirit. And this is really spirit saying, I'm going to bring forth all the people, all the circumstances, all the opportunities for you to connect. Because I really feel like, even though it says partnerships and love, I feel like this is like a community card, or we're going to be coming into community. That's what's going to help to inspire us more to that inner calling, to that awareness, to get out of our heads, to release what no longer serves us, to continue to be devoted to the truth of who we are, is that connecting to others, what I really feel from that card. And then our last card here is, what's our next step? And our next step is the master teacher. And this is purpose. And so our next step is to continue to move in the direction of our highest excitement, our greatest joy, where our spirit is leading us, where we feel most guided. And we're going to be moving again. We're not going to try to run there. See, that is one issue that we all have as a collective. Like, well, we just want to get to the end. Like, I want to be at my purpose. Why am I not at my purpose? What's my purpose? And spirit always tells us our purpose has nothing to necessarily do with what we're doing. It is the mindset that we are in as we are doing it. And we just have to pace ourselves. And instead of trying to rush to the end, let's enjoy the journey. And again, that goes back to the pelican telling us this is a time, this month of June is here for you to fine tune all the healing work that you've done, to find that inner harmony, to find that inner consistency, that inner awareness, to move in the direction of our spirit. Okay, that's what that last card is all about. It's that culmination. Like, what is our action step to move in the direction of what feels good, to pace ourselves, because we have a tendency to kind of like go in one direction, and then we just become like a very short fuse, and we just, right into it. And Spirit saying, this isn't the time to rush into anything. This is the time to allow yourself the time that you need to fully integrate everything that you've been through, to find that inner harmony. Coming back to the pelican again, going inward, continuing that opportunity for releasing what no longer serves us, getting out of our heads, being aware of our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, but not becoming, not becoming super peevish about it and being like, oh man, I just had a terrible thought. Oh man, I just had a judgmental thought. Just acknowledging it, letting it go, seeing, really coming in to our own inner calling, partnering with others that bring us that joy, that excitement, and, moving again, pacing ourselves and not trying to get to the end. So that is our reading for the month of June. It's It's still a month where we're going to experience, you know, different triggers, different things that are still going to come up, but it's not as intense. It's more like spirit giving us that. It's almost like summer school. If you, for those of you in the United States who like did summer school, where you're just like kind of getting that extra little bit of help that you needed. And then also like getting to play, because I remember, at least for me in summer school, I had to read, I needed some extra help on math. I was not a math person. And so I remember like going to summer school, you know, first part of the day, it'd be math, but then the second part of the day, I had volleyball. And that was just like, I felt like going to math in the morning and being like, okay, like, you know, I'm fresh, I'm ready, like, let's absorb this. Then going to go do something fun actually helped me to retain the knowledge a lot better. Because I was having fun. I got out of my head and just got into something fun, something exciting. And I loved every minute of it. And so I was very sad when the next year at summer school, they actually did not have volleyball. So I went into tennis, and that was also super fun because at the end of the year, we got to go to like this big tennis tournament, and it was very fun. And we got to like participate. It wasn't just us going to a tennis tournament and watching it. We were participating in some sort of tennis tournament, just like within the school. So that was really fun for us. But thank you again for joining me. Thank you for being here. If you're interested in your own personalized Miracle Mindset Monday, which is where I will get onto Zoom, either with you live or I will record it and send it to you. And I will pull cards for you, give you messages from Spirit about the week that you are about to come into, and just giving you different guidance, tools, tips, anything that Spirit wants to give me to give to you. And again, that's something that I can just record and send to your email, or it's something that we can actually meet live on each week. And if that's something you're interested, please feel free to go check out my website, awakeningmiracles.org. Even if you're not interested in that and you just want some more spiritual tools, or you're just looking for more guidance, then of course, visit my website, awakeningmiracles.org. You can also join my free Wix group, and that's where I post a morning message every Monday, either a recorded one, or I'll post a card. And then we have our Wisdom Wednesdays. And I also like to try to get other intuitives that I know into that group. And then we kind of have our last big event was the Circle of Angels, where myself and two other readers came together. We did this beautiful angelic healing circle, pulled the cards for everybody, and that was it. And it was a wonderful night. So again, if you're interested in joining my group for that guidance, because I'm not the only reader that pulls cards. I also have my dear friend, Christine Hallowell, who also pulls cards. She's from Spirit Connections. At this point, she is not doing any personalized readings. But she is doing generalized readings right now. She posts those in the group. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here, and I'll talk with you soon. Bye for now.